Show. Turn up your mind.
The mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
When you have your staff taking the Fifth Amendment, taking the Fifth, so they're not prosecuted. When you have the man that set up the illegal server taking the Fifth, I think it's disgraceful.
Have you seen what's going on in front of Congress? Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. Horrible. Horrible.
Guess who took the Fifth Amendment today? Guess who did? Yes, the criminal mob, mobbed up president, ex-president. He took the Fifth today. He actually was supposed to testify in Letitia James' investigation. This is a civil investigation, and that's important for a couple reasons when you invoke the Fifth Amendment. Number one, the Fifth Amendment can be used against you in a court of law if it's a civil case and not a criminal case, and that's what Letitia James has going on there as the Attorney General. The jury, if they finally get this case, and this case is about the Trump Organization. This case is about his private business doings. This is about what Michael Cohen testified to. When Michael Cohen testified and he said, Exhibit 1A and Exhibit 1B, you'll see that Donald Trump inflates the value of his property for the purpose of, bank loans and for the purpose of insurance coverage, and deflates the value of his properties for the purpose of taxation, right? So that's fraud is what that is. And that's what Letitia James is looking into in this civil case where they want to recoup the money that he owes by virtue of devaluing the amount of the value of the property for tax purposes. Anyway, so he's still in there. He's still in her office. They're probably going through every single solitary question that they had intended to get answers to, and asking him the questions that they prepared for him. And then he has to take the Fifth in response to every single solitary question, which is impressive when you're Donald Trump. I mean, the urge to lie is so, overwhelming if you are a Donald Trump that it's impressive that he can sit there and go through all the questions and not, just burst into some fantastical lie about, these are the greatest properties, these are world-class properties, these properties, or real estate is like that, or whatever he was, but he's taking the Fifth. I guess he'll take it about 100 times, same as Jeffrey Clark, same as John Eastman, same as, all these people in the January, Eric Trump, when Eric was called into Letitia James' office to give testimony. Now, not Ivanka, not Junior. They answered the questions. But Eric is such a doofus. He's such a dopey kid that he just said, I'm not even going to try to lie. I'm too dumb to do it, because it takes a lifetime of practicing, to lie. It takes 2 seconds to tell the truth, but, a lifetime to lie. So Eric invoked the Fifth Amendment about 100 times. About 100 times in Letitia James' inquiry. And Trump, like father, like son, Trump is also doing that today. So there's that. That's what Trump is doing today. He's taking the Fifth, which he says is only if you're guilty. Honest people don't take the Fifth. Only mobsters take the Fifth. Only, criminals take the Fifth. So here, how do you know when Trump's not lying? He takes the Fifth. It's the only scenario under which Donald Trump's lips might be moving. That pie hole could be making sounds, but it's not a lie. That's the only time when he's taken the Fifth. So impressive. What can I tell you? I have to tell you that the other thing, the thing that's going on with the it's not a raid. Stop calling it a raid. Nobody kicked in doors. In fact, you know what? The more you understand what happened at Mar-a-Lago, the more, you realize that they were being as polite as human beings can be in law enforcement. Breonna Taylor, not quite so lucky. They executed a no-knock warrant. That's kind of what a no-knock warrant looks like. That would be a raid, right? Where you're laying in your own damn bed and you get shot to death, you get killed, right? And you forget to announce that you're, from the police. That's a raid. That's the execution of a no-knock warrant, right? That did not happen at Mar-a-Lago. In fact, the FBI, they showed up in plain clothes. Plain clothes. They showed up after 10 o'clock in the morning, right? I mean, they were being as polite as the FBI has ever been to anybody in any scenario. And the people that showed up, the actual portions of the FBI, the officers that showed up, the more I learn about it, the creepier this gets. The worse it gets, the uglier it gets. The crime becomes almost unthinkable, unfathomable, unless you're talking about this particular person. So we now know that this is a counterintelligence national security case. Okay, I don't want to say it's a terrorism case. I don't want to say it's a nuclear proliferation case. But this is, at the very least, a national security counterintelligence case. How do we know that? We know that because the head of FBI's counterintelligence export control department was present at the execution of the warrant.